What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, Coding with James. It's your guy, James Carino here, and today we are going to be doing a Google coding interview question. This interview question came up in one of our recent interviews that I had to do. So yeah, pretty much graduated last week. Felt good. So thank you in advance to anyone who is watching this and saying congratulations. But yeah, you guys check out the last videos. Pretty much uploaded two times last week. It was the reverse linked list, which is a Google and Facebook coding interview question, and an Amazon interview question that I had to do recently as well. So if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe and check out the videos, like the videos. I appreciate each view and each like. I appreciate the emails. I appreciate all the warming and welcoming messages. The field of computer science, guys. So before we get going, make sure to check out Genesis Originals. Um, they they make a bunch of workout clothing, and their most recent collection actually is called Conquering the Beasts. They're focused mainly on MMA and workout collections, so they have men's and women's. Um, they pretty much emailed this week, and they pretty much announced that they will be making a new collection, and they will be releasing it sometime in the first week of June. So make sure to check that out, guys. You do not want to miss it. Pretty much like a lot of people have been purchasing from Genesis, so make sure to check that out. A lot of stuff is sold out. They have low quantities, pretty much, because it's a lot of it is special edition, and they actually make it here in the USA, made in Los Angeles, California. So before we get going, that was pretty much the message of the sponsor. Um, so here we go. Um, this is a Google interview question, and it's called two-sum. So given an integer array of integers nums and an integer target, return the indices of the two numbers such that they add to the target. You may assume that each input would have exactly one solution. You may not use the same element twice. You can return the answer in any order. So given this array right here, a target is given 9, right? And the output is 0 and 1 because 2 plus 7 is 9, and that is index 0 and index 1. Therefore, we return 0, 1. In this case, so pretty much we're returning the index, the two indexes, and we're pretty much gonna store it in an array. Um, yeah, that's how I see it. We're gonna store it in an array because the output would be an array. So let's go to LucidCharts, right? So this was the array given 3, 2, 4, right? And the target is 6. So how I would go about it is we would have two for loops, right? So this would be I for in I equals 0, I less than the length of this array. This array is called nums. So let's just make it more specific. This array is nums. And as I said, we're going to make another array, right, where it's pretty much going to have a length of 2. So let's call it new array, right? Length of 2 because we're only returning 2 indexes, right? So target 6 given these 3 in this array, right? So this is for int I equals 0, right? And we're gonna make another for loop, right? And this would be j, right? J is also gonna start at 0. And what we're gonna do specifically is we're pretty much gonna add I and j and check if the answer to those two indexes would be equal to the target. And if it is, then we're gonna add that to the array, new array, and we're pretty much gonna fill this new array, and we're gonna return the array. So why am I saying why do I start a J? Because if we just say um, for J equals 1, right? We're gonna go from here, boom, add this 5, and then we're gonna move on. Oh, we're gonna pretty much move on to 4. Whoop. We're gonna move on to 4, right? And we're gonna keep checking. So that's gonna be the first answer would be 5, the second answer would be 7. And if I do a J, if I say J again, right? So I'm gonna go with I, right? And then do J. I'm pretty much gonna end up starting there. I'm pretty much gonna hit it still, right? So even if I continue, I'm still gonna end up hitting it. And let's say that I keep going. Now J's still here because for each iteration of I, this big arrow is I again. For each iteration of I, J would start at 1, right? So I would say I is now at index 2. And if it starts here, we won't be able to check, okay, we won't be able to check 4 plus 3 because we're just pretty much checking 2 and we're not hitting that. So, I mean, that's pretty much what the reason why I start at, for I and J, I start both at 0. And we can have a conditional statement there saying if I is not equal to J, then that's when we add, right? So this is I again, and this is J. So that's pretty much what we're gonna do. And then once we have an answer, int answer, right, or int temp answer, if it's equal to the target, right, we're gonna store the index. We're gonna start the index numbers of I right here and J right here, and that's pretty much how we're gonna go about it. So let's go into the actual coding process. So let's start with int length, and we're gonna say length is equal to nums.length, and let's make a new array where it's gonna have 2 as the maximum possible number of values in this new array, right? So now we're gonna do 2 for loops as I mentioned. So for int I equals 0, I less than the length, I plus plus. And we can do another for loop, int j equals 0, j less than the length, j plus plus. So if you guys know anything about time complexity here, this is pretty much an O of n squared time complexity. So this is pretty much like a brute force method kind of. So yeah, continuing, as I said, as I mentioned to you guys, we're gonna do a conditional statement here. If I is not equal to j, then we're actually gonna perform the checking, right? So int temp answer is equal to nums at I plus nums at j. So we're going to add those 2 indexes, and then now we're going to say if temp answer is equal to the target given by whatever they give us, right? Whatever the target, then we're going to store each index the index number inside new array, and we're going to fill that new array with those numbers, with the index numbers pretty much of the nums array. So we're going to say, okay, that would be I, right? And then new array at 1 is equal to j. There you go. So that's pretty much the conditional statement. This is the first conditional statement. This is where we're going to actually perform the addition. The second conditional statement is pretty much storing it in the new array, right? And then once we get that, we can break. Boom. Then find the last bracket, and pretty much what we're going to end up doing is we're going to return new array. Alright, so let's run that code right there. Alright, so the output is 1, 0, and the expected is 0, 1. The reason is we can return the answer in any order, right? So we submit it, and we got it. Alright, guys, so that's pretty much it. In this, the method that we did pretty much gave us a time complexity of O of n squared, and we pretty much stored the index numbers inside the new array, and we performed the addition operation to actually check if the target is equal to the temporary answer. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's a quick video. It's a pretty easy question asked by Google and other companies. The reason why I chose this is because pretty much, as I mentioned, I had a technical interview question pretty much like 2 days after my graduation. I had to do it. Well, it was first an HR kind of interview, and it turned into a technical interview. So, I mean, it was pretty good because, I mean, I keep practicing leak code. So, I hope you guys keep practicing. Pretty much, if you don't know the answers, what I suggest is going to these solutions and then pretty much figuring out how they got to that solution, how they did that specific solution, printing out variables. I do a lot of print statements as well, just to check how everything moves in a solution. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna be posting another video very soon once again. And thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel, guys. Have a great day.